You're watching the West Coast Logging Channel. Come on inside and get some logs, that is.
I had something I wanted to talk about, and it come out perfect, and I didn't look like a silly Billy or nothing like that, and I get all done, and I look up, and I'm not recording. So anyways, a couple of different things I wanted to talk about. First of all, what I'm doing right now is everywhere there's a pool of water, I am making it so that it drains off. Get this water going down the ditch line and get rid of it. We actually didn't get as much rain over the weekend as we thought we were going to get, but, to be honest, we are not at our normal rainfall or snowpack for the year. So as much as I keep saying, oh my God, we've gotten a lot of rain, which we have, we're low on our snowpack. So I'm really afraid it's going to do the same thing it did last year and just be the way it has been. And it is right now, just keep being nasty, and then it's just going to turn off and be hot, and we're going to go right straight into some hardcore heat restrictions, especially for the guys that are yarder logging. Anyways, what I wanted to talk about was a gentleman commented on my big fat story time, and he had a very good point. And I should have said this while I was making it or just after. Just because the guy was very large and overweight does not mean that he was not a good worker. Because I have worked with some guys that were, I've said that with Stacy. When I first met Stacy, I was tending hook for another company, a little thinning outfit, and we were actually having a safety breakfast at a restaurant the first day Stacy showed up. And the first time I seen him, I was like, oh good Lord, yeah, this isn't gonna fine. And he wasn't overweight by any means. He was just a big boy. And within 45 minutes of getting on the hillside, I was like, oh damn. And I have said that before. Before Stacy's hip went bad, for as big a guy as he was, he could move through the brush and move through the brush damn well. So I wanted to make sure and get that clear, that I wasn't saying that the guy was not a good worker because he was big. I was just saying that he was very, very big. And that's not what this guy said that commented about it. I just, after talking to him, I decided I better say this because I could see where it could be taken wrong. Anyways, so yeah, I've worked with just as many skinny guys that were lazy as I have fat guys that were lazy. So yeah, their size does, but it doesn't have anything to do with it, like with me, like I say, when I first started setting chokers working logging for somebody other than my dad, March 5th of 1989, I weighed 111 pounds. And so, yeah, I was not a very big guy at all. And, so when it come to the bigger stuff, the bigger blocks and haywire and stuff like that, where, a guy like Stacy, he would take a block and a strap and a section of haywire, or he would take 4 sections. I literally seen Stacy take 4 sections of that bigger haywire, 2 on each shoulder, and head down over the hill, where I could only take one. Now the smaller haywire that most of the thinners ran, I could pack 2 of those, you know. But so yeah, I'd have to take like the block and strap and my power saw and run over to the tail hold and then come back. And like I say, if it was bigger haywire, I'd have to make more trips and whatnot. And that's part of the reason my knees are shot, because since I was making more trips, I had to make them faster. And it's just the same as a guy like Stacy carrying 4 sections of haywire. That's part of the reason he had to have his hip replaced, you know. That's a lot of weight. Anyway, so yeah, my point was that just because the guy was overweight doesn't mean he wasn't a good worker, because he was a darn good processor operator. Now, as for how he was on the ground, I couldn't tell you. I hadn't worked with him, nothing like that. But I just wanted to make sure I made that point kind of clear, because I could see where that could be taken wrong, and I don't want that to be misconstrued. And then another thing is, and there's nobody on the channel right now that is doing it. I've already taken care of this situation, but I decided that I want to go ahead and say something about it. And I've done it myself. I have made announcements, oh, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. Then I had to come back and say, no, it's not. Well, and here not too long ago, you know, we said that that guy or that kid was going to put up a bunch of money for the shirts. And so Patrick was going to donate his time and so on and so forth. Patrick went out and put out a pretty substantial amount of his own money to buy the materials and stuff, so that the second the money came in, he could start right on the shirts instead of having to wait, you know, and go get the materials and stuff. And then the guy flaked on us. So that's where the patches are coming from, because he already had the material. Anyways, here just a couple of weeks ago, and again, there's nobody on the channel right now. I've already taken care of it, so I don't want anybody going, oh God, did I do something, you know, and jumping into comments or emailing me and be like, was it me? Was it me? Was it me? It's nobody right now. So, but anyway, so this person said they wanted to do something. I'm like, okay, you know, same thing I say to everybody. Absolutely do not have to, you know, don't feel obligated. Just watching, commenting, keeping your comments positive, you know, because there's enough negative in this crappy world as it is. We don't need it on here. Is you know, supporting the channel enough. But if you absolutely feel like you want to, anyway, so yeah, he's gonna do this and this and this. Well, I didn't say anything about it, and not because I didn't trust the guy or anything like that, but just because it had already happened 2 or 3 times, and frankly, I didn't want to look stupid again or silly. So a couple of days later, he sends me a text, and he is upset that I didn't give him a shout out about it and all this. And I'm like, whoa, Ginga. So, and I even explained to him, because whenever somebody offers to do something like that, I ask first, okay, you know, do you mind if I say you were doing this and this? Because some people may not want it. And, you know, so I asked him, oh, yeah, no, that'd be cool. That'd be awesome. You know, and then I told him, okay, well, because of you know, what's happened recently with Patrick and that deal, and a couple of times that, you know, here just, well, when I was working for Stacy's brother after Slimeball SOB. You know, I kept saying there's something big on the horizon, and something big, something big, something big. And then I quit talking about it. It's not that it's not, it changed a little bit. But and it's taken a little longer than I thought it was going to. So, you know, anyway, so the guy, he's pissed that I didn't make a special video and give him a shout out and everything. And I'm like, whoa, 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 you know, I told you I was not going to, you know, do a big shout out about this and that and whatnot until it happened, because of all the times that I've made this announcement and it hasn't happened. So I'm sorry that you're upset about that, but I explained that in the very, very beginning, and then that was the last I heard of it. It didn't happen. So I would have made a fool of myself again. So my point is, you know, if you contact me and say, hey, next week's my anniversary, or it's my little girl's birthday or whatever, you know, it would mean so much to me or her or whatever if you gave me and my wife a shout out or you know, some. Absolutely, I got no problem. Matter of fact, Joseph, welcome to the channel. You've had some really good comments lately. You're commenting on every video. You're right there. You know, you're putting a comment out within just a few minutes of the video being uploaded. So that means that you're watching as soon as you get the notice, whatnot. I appreciate it greatly. It definitely appreciate you supporting the channel and all that, and had asked me if I would say something, you know, say his name. So that's what I'm doing now. But I will not get on here anymore and say, oh yeah, you know what, we're gonna get purple tutus with flashing bow lights on them and this and that and so on and so forth, because like I say, I'm making myself look silly. So if that's why, you know, if you're saying, oh hey, you know, I want to do this and this and this for you just to get a shout out, don't do it. Just say, hey, you know, can you say my name, or you know, this is my anniversary, or you know, something like that. I have no problem doing it, and I absolutely will, because like I've said several times, you guys watching is supporting this channel, is what's, you know, makes it keep going and whatnot. So I've got no issue at all saying thank you, and that's part of the reason I do the new subscriber shout outs, is to say, you know, hi, thank you, and of course I always put in there, you know, make sure and stop in the comments, because there are some awesome people in the comments. Now there are some awesome people on this channel that are not in the comments too. I talk to them daily, but they don't, which is absolutely fine. You know, you don't have to comment and whatnot to be a part of this channel either. So, but you know, like I say, my point is, I'm not going to announce or shout out somebody's doing something for the channel anymore until it happens, because I just end up looking silly, and I'm fairly certain that you all understand where I'm coming from with this. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, all this standing water, I'm creating ditches so it runs off, so that, because it's supposed to stop raining this week. Actually, today's supposed to be the worst day. Little bit, maybe they're like, it's gonna rain tomorrow, but and Wednesday, we don't think it is, but it might. But by Thursday, woohoo! So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm creating ditches, getting all this water to run off so that when it does start getting nice, it'll dry out. Because if I leave this stuff pooled up, it could take months for this stuff to dry. And then the longer it takes to dry, the longer it takes to clean this up. Is that's what the plan is. With as wet as this is, when I finished up shovel logging the other day, I started piling, and it just, oh my God, just muddy, horrible mud. So Nick's got a Volvo excavator, road builder. It's really cool, actually. And the guys that are going to haul all these chunks, they can't get down this road while it's wet. So they're going to come back this summer and load out all this chunks and clean this up and whatnot. So that's what the plan is here. Matter of fact, I do believe the Danglehead's getting on a lowboy tomorrow, and then the Sweet Betty, the Link Belt, and then they'll be coming for Monica Lewinsky, the John Deere loader. No, I don't know what to call it. I like it's a good loader. Anyway, so yeah, that's what the plan is, and that's what I'm doing. I'm getting rid of all this water so that the mud can turn back into dirt and can be spread out and make this look good again. What a mess. All right, sounds like my first truck is back for his second trip, which means my second and third truck will be here for their first trip fairly soon. The Capel boys, they're good. All of these guys are less I'm going to get some more video of that truck because that thing is nice. But them Capel boys, them red trucks, they're just good old boys. They just back right up here, whatever, whatever. They don't piss and moan and, oh, I don't have enough hours or nothing like that. It's just, what do you want me to haul? Logs, 10-4, and they go for it. So, all right, we'll get back with you guys.